So it's exercise 1.5. In this exercise, we are going to solve some maths related to the multiplication, division, simplification, LCM and HCF of fractions, and other some word problems related to LCM and HCF of fraction. That means here we are going to introduce new type of math, new process, because up to now in the previous chapter we have just learned how to add and subtract fractions, but in this chapter we are going to learn multiplication, division and mixed simplification. That means in a single math you will be given at a time plus, minus and solve also bracket of and other stuffs. It's very interesting. And LCM and HCF of fractions. So in the exercise 1.3 we have learned finding out LCM and HCF of the terms of just integer whole numbers, but we will learn how to find out LCM for like fractions, and what problems related to LCM and HCF of fractions. So in this chapter we are going to learn how to find out LCM and HCF of fractions as well. That means the word problems that we'll consider, that we'll have, that we need to do LCM and HCF of fraction. You will get more fun while solving this chapter because it's quite interesting. Because before starting the exercise we need to clear some concepts like how to do. Okay. So first of all, what is multiplication of fraction? So multiplication of fraction can be held under two categories. One is multiplication of fractions by integer and multiplication of a factor by a fraction. That means you can be given, like in generally what we do, we are given 5 into 3. We directly easily can write 5 into 3 equal to 50. And we know, so but do you know we have a 1 in our imaginary mind below the numerator. That means 1 as a denominator. So what actually happens? It happens like this, that 5 is multiplied by 3 as well. 1 is also multiplied by 1. That is 15 by 1. We know 15 by 1 gives 15. So we keep it as like this. So it's like this. It comes like this. But as 1 is not under calculation, you can write whatever. It doesn't make it doesn't differ. So yes, in this way it comes. So I am just trying to understand you, make you understand the fact that is for multiplication of fractions by integer or multiplication of a fraction by a fraction, it's same. Like if we consider a fraction like 5 by 3 and the integer like 5. Again, if we are given 5 by 3 and a fraction like 5 by 2. So in this case what we will do, we will just multiply numerator by numerator, denominator by denominator. So 5 into 5, 25. As in this case we don't have any type of denominator below 5, but there is a 1. So it's like 3 into 1, but you can avoid if you want. That is 25 by 3. Similarly here, numerator by numerator, 5 into 5 and denominator into denominator, 3 into 2, that is 25 by 6. So this is the process of multiplying multiplication of fraction. So it's very easy that we need to multiply numerator of first one into numerator of second one, divided by denominator of first into denominator of second. So this is the thing that we need to follow for multiplication. Okay. Now what is division? Basically division is like the opposite thing of multiplication. Like converse of multiplication. In case of division, we actually need to do multiplication, Like if you are given 5 by 3 5 by 3 divides by 4 by 9. So what will you do? Basically, you can write 5 by 3 into 9 by 4. How it comes? Because in this process, in case of fraction, if we just write in the form of general fractional form that we follow, that is like this: 5 by 3. This is the division, 4 by 9. Okay. If we just want to bring this, if we want to bring the fraction, because there are two fractions, one in between the numbers and in the divisional format. So we need to break down the division line. So for this we need to bring this 4 by 9 upward. So for upward, if we bring this, it will become multiplication and it will become reciprocal format. That means 9 will go upward and 4 will come below the slanted line, that it will become numerator. So after then, it's the regular process, that is 5 9 is the 45 and 4 3 is the 12. And we can just factorize it if you want, like 3 15 by 4. So you can keep it up to this, or you can factorize. So in case of division, to divide a fraction by another fraction, we need to multiply the first fraction by the reciprocal of the second fraction. That means what we are doing, we are multiplying the first fraction with the reciprocal of the second fraction. Reciprocal means numerator will turn into the denominator and denominator will turn into the numerator. So I hope you are clear with the process. So let's move forward. Factors and multiple of a fraction. So we have already learned in chapter exercise 1.1, 1.1 and 1.2 about factors and multiples. We know multiples are those number that we obtain by, multiples are those like 4 is the multiplication of 2, 8 is the multiplication of 2 as well. That means if we divide the multiples by a certain number, we will get the number back. And factors are those number that we get by dividing, that means, okay, let's just write. I know you know, because I have already discussed it in previous chapter, like 4, 8. Okay, let's just erase it. Like for 2, multiples are 2 into 2, that is 4, 8, 6, 12. These are multiples. And for 2, 8, 4, 11, 2, 8, 12, 6, 2 is the factor. That means factor is obtained by dividing by a certain number. We all know that. So here in this case, we can see 4 divided by 3. 4 by 3 divides 2 by 9 equal to 6. We are getting a whole number. That means we can say 4 by 3 is exactly divisible by 2 by 9. We know factors, by factors we get a whole number, we get exact value. That means 4 divides by 4, 4 divided by 2 we get 2, and 2 is a whole number. That means 2 is a factor of 4. We all know that. Similarly, if we divide 8 by 2, we get 4. That means 4 and 2 both are the factor for 8, because by dividing this we are getting a whole number. So in this case also, if 4 divided by 3, if we divide it by 2 by 9, we are getting a whole number 6. That means we can say that 2 by 9 also 6 is a factor of 4 by 3. So it's a very clear concept, very easy concept, like of whole numbers, in this case we can also apply this. Similarly, by multiplying 4 by 3 into 9 by 2, we are getting 6. That means 6 is a multiple of 4 by 3, because by multiplying with 9 by 2, we are getting 6. So 6 is a multiple of 4 by 3. And in this case, by dividing 4 by 3 with 2 by 9, we are getting 6. We are getting a whole number. That means 2 by 9 is a factor of 4 by 3. That means 2 by 9 is a factor and 6 is a multiple. So this is in case of this. It's quite similar to like this. Like here 2, in this case 2 is a factor of 8 and 8 is the multiple of 2. These are just reverse. So I hope you are clear.